Well, good evening, folks. I want to share a few clips with you of a recent vacation my wife and I took on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. So we flew to Fort Lauderdale, sailed to Half Moon Cay in the Bahamas, sailed on to Jamaica, then on to Grand Cayman, and eventually Cozumel. So this couple went with us on our journey. We enjoyed them a lot, had a lot of fun together, and we got to our room and I saw this picture. Looks like even the Holsteins enjoy the beach once in a while. So next we went and explored the ship, ran across a few restaurants like this one. It's called the Dive-In. They serve hamburgers, french fries, and hot dogs there. And then if you go to main dining, you can have surf and turf, delicious meals. We watched a few other ships depart as we were getting ready to depart there. Noticed the Coast Guard hanging around us, and so what they do is they keep between the ship and any other boaters out there to keep them separated, sort of a safety feature there. So this guy was keeping a few boats at their distance. So next, a couple of tugboats rolled up, one in the front, one in the rear. We happened to be at the rear of the boat, out on a deck, and got to see this tugboat in action. That's a big tugboat, by the way. We're up several stories on this ship by now. Looking down this, you can see that guy there, standing, getting the rope fed in to the guys on the cruise ship, getting ready to hook up there. And the tugboat's job is just to sort of give the ship a little guidance when necessary to keep it off the wall as it starts to move and so on. So you see the guy gives him a thumbs up. He's hooked up and ready to roll. Let's watch him do his job here. At the same time, there's one in the front escorting the ship out of this port. It's pretty tight spaces here in this port. Look at that big tug rope he's got. So the ship sounds her foghorn and we're off to the deep blue seas. The next morning, we woke up in the Bahamas. Half Moon Cay is where we docked the next day. Beautiful. Beautiful beach front. Yeah, the sights and sounds of the Caribbean. So we enjoyed a barbecue lunch put on by the ship there at the Half Moon Cay Island, along with our feathered friends. So we sailed on, and the next day we ended up in Falmouth, Jamaica. Beautiful port, about 10 years old, mainly upscale shopping. Pretty nice. You have to go on beyond this to get out into the local area, which we did not do this time. So my wife and I ended up in Jamaica at Margaritaville and had this wonderful volcanic stack of chips, jalapenos, jerk chicken, and cheese. It was lovely. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the island, there was a Jamaican band playing and a little lady dancing. Yaman. So moving right along, we ended up after Jamaica in Georgetown, Grand Caymans. Beautiful place. Took an excursion on a submarine. We did a little dive there down about 100 feet around the coral reef. So we were down 100 feet and saw some sea life. This was kind of the highlight of our trip. A buddy of mine and I took it together and really enjoyed it. It was a pretty good day. The water was pretty clear. About midway through the tour, the captain gave us a heads up that he had spotted a sea turtle. He was gracefully swimming across there. We actually saw two of them, and I got some good video of one of them. And I duplicated what I had there to give you a good shot of what he looks like. Graceful animal. So while the guys took the submarine tour on Grand Cayman, the ladies went to the Queen's Botanical Gardens. Absolutely beautiful. Here's the bird of paradise. Some sort of a lizard. He's a dragon, actually. Yeah. Wasn't quite sunny enough for him to turn all blue, but he was pretty colored up there. Then they came across this, what they call the shoe tree. After one of the hurricanes, the locals started collecting shoes that didn't belong to anybody they knew and started putting them on the trees there. Kind of interesting, not something you see every day. Well, the ship didn't wait for anyone. It moved on to Cozumel. We had an excursion planned at Cozumel to go to an island. We had visited that island before called Passion Island in this speedboat. And here's some pictures from the past. A blast from the past. At any rate, it was too windy this day, so we couldn't go on our excursion. But here's some pictures from a previous cruise. A few years ago, my wife and I went by ourselves on that trip. Enjoyed it a lot. Got a few photos. Had a barbecue here at this hut, and it was very enjoyable. Pristine island. Highly recommend going there. Passion Island. So instead of taking the excursion, we roamed around the Porta Maya at Cozumel. Did some shopping, had lunch, and just enjoyed the day there at Port. Beautiful gardens, beautiful thatched roof buildings. Check that out. So we thoroughly enjoyed our vacation and time with friends and family. The good news is we escaped the coronavirus along the way. We got back to port just as things began to heat up here in the U.S. So I hope you've enjoyed the things that we've shared with you today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, or dissent. You've been watching the Junkyard Tailgate channel. Good day.